Broadcasting from Nairobi Kenya. This is the Me and Larry reality video show. LTL editorial news for October 24th, 2011. Yes, it's the late breaking news story. 2 explosions in Nairobi, Kenya, as Citizen News in Kenya was reporting. Well, is it Al Shabaab? Well, go figure this out.
Thank you for joining us. My name is Catherine Kasabune. We headline this edition of Citizen Live at 9 with news of another grenade attack at the OTC bus stop at about 7:56 p.m. this evening.
At least one person has been killed in this second explosion in just under 24 hours. There's been yet another explosion with the reports. The very latest explosion was at the OTC stage. Some of the victims, we understand, are still in critical condition. The OTC stage is a very busy and matatu terminal for vehicles plying routes to Nairobi's Eastlands area. The hour of attack was prime time, with commuters seeking transport to rush home from their busy day schedule. Terry Antibet is at the scene now, and she joins us with the very latest because she's on the ground. Terry, if you can hear me, just break it down for us. How is the scene on the ground at the moment? Terry Antibet, if you can hear me, just give us an update of what's going on at OTC downtown Nairobi at this moment. Well, clearly Terry, if you can hear me, we are interested in knowing what is going on at the moment. We understand there was an explosion at the OTC bus stand a little while ago. We're interested in knowing what, just give us an update, break it down for us.
Right at the place where the explosion happened, according to the police and some of the witnesses who were here earlier, say that an explosive was thrown at a point where it is a bus station right near the OTC, where the Kiambu bus are taken from. The explosive apparently happened very close to the transport fuel. Right up until now, one person has been confirmed dead. 10 people have been injured. And as I mentioned before, it was targeting to explode a petroleum vehicle which was parked right at the OTC bus terminal.
I'm going to have to stop you there. Terrian, I'm afraid I'm going to have to stop you there because the quality of sound is not very good, and this is a very important story. Yeah. So obviously we'll be getting back to you in just a little while. So just stand by for that.
Okay, tonight's explosion comes after another one early today in a downtown Nairobi bar. Police sources say detectives are seeking to establish if the attack was a result of business rivalry or a terror attack.
Police Commissioner Matthew Terry told reporters that bomb experts have identified the explosive as a Russian made-hand grenade. And as Sheila Sendero reports, 12 people were injured in the early morning attack.
At around 2 o'clock in the morning, Monday, the quiet in this usually bustling area of Nairobi was disturbed as an explosion rocked Maura's pub, a small and a somewhat down-market pub along Fangano Street. The magnitude of the blast only too clear from the scenes left behind, and felt most harshly by some 12 people injured in the attack, who were taken to the Kenyatta National Hospital for treatment. 3 who at the time were in critical condition, suffering serious head, eye and limb injuries. Here at the hospital, victims telling of their hazy but horrid accounts of the incident.
It really happened. Because it was just a blood. Boom! Nilianza katika hiyo within that time niliona chupa pilsner iko na pombe ilikuja kifly kanikonga pop, then I lost consciousness kidogo.
treated for slight injuries and cuts and discharged. However, 3 had to be admitted for further observation, one of them having had to go through surgery for his badly injured limbs.
We assess the viability of the limb, and if we find that the limb is not viable, then we may have amputation.
And with the break of dawn, curious onlookers started milling around the scene as news of the attack spread fast, braving the early morning showers to get a peek at goings-on at the scene of the blast, only kept at bay by the watchful eye of the armed policemen. Meanwhile, at the scene of the explosion, investigators, officers from the Rapid Response Unit, the bomb squad, even the military police have been digging, piecing together information, interviewing witnesses, searching for clues, anything that could help them determine what exactly happened and for what possible motive. According to the pub's doorman, there were only 2 customers out of the close to 20 revelers, male and female, who were not regulars at the pub, but no one noticed anything suspicious in the club at the time. Police Commissioner Matthew Itere confirmed that it was indeed a grenade attack.
We have been able to know the type of grenade which was used. That is the F1 grenade, and this is basically a Russian-made grenade.
While the police commissioner noted that it was too early to point fingers at anyone, he did not entirely rule out the possibility of an Al-Shabaab attack.
We all know what is taking place. This is our 2nd week in our engagement across the border, and these are some of the things. It's a way of repercussions which we anticipated. It should not dampen our mood. I think more than ever before, this is the time for us to stand up to be counted as Kenyans.
The police commissioner has assured Kenyans that security has been scaled up. Sheila Zindeo, Citizen Live at 9.
Now, the grenade attack early today brought into sharp focus the need for Kenyans to be more vigilant as the country continues its military offensive across the borders. Security agencies have made passionate appeals to Kenyans to work hand in hand with them to maintain security. The government has, in the meantime, scaled up security in and around crucial installations around the country. And as Willis Rabura reports, 27 people suspected to be members or sympathizers of the Al-Shabaab have been arrested in different parts of the country and arraigned before court.
The battle continues, entering its 2nd week. In the midst of it all, threats issued by terror group Al-Shabaab or possible retaliation on Kenyan soil. The most vulnerable and most likely to be targeted, high population density areas such as shopping malls, tall buildings, hotels, name it. However, today's incidents, though not directly linked to the Al-Shabaab, shed light on the need to be vigilant as the assailant may strike in the most unlikely of places. And so comes this plea from the security Caesars.
This is the time for us to stand up to be counted. As Kenyans, we need to show patriotism. All of us, I think we are going to succeed.
Coming with this, a call for the vigilance. Kenyans are advised to be alert. A spot check on some hotels and supermarkets showed increased police presence, with those visiting the area going through thorough screening. This, according to the police, should be the standard operating procedure.
Can they have also some form of security checks on the people who are entering there?
It is important to make sure that each luggage is accompanied by its owner. We don't allow people to come into a bar or into a hotel or into a mall and abandon luggages and pretend to be doing something else.
Police are calling on the public to be wary of suspicious activity or persons in the areas where they live and at bars, shopping malls, hotels, cottages, among others. Even as they consider starting what they deem as a massive public sensitization campaign, the police have now launched a toll-free SMS line. Anybody wishing to report activity they view as suspicious can send an SMS to 108. Meanwhile, the police have arrested 27 suspected Al-Shabaab militants in Garissa, Nakuru, and Kisumu. This in line with the directive to conduct swoops to weed out illegal elements in parts of the country suspected to be hideouts for Al-Shabaab sympathizers that include but are not limited to slum areas. one that a section of Somali members of parliament sought to back while calling for sobriety in the terror war.
Wale watu wabaya ni watu binafsi na ni Al-Shabaab. Watu wote wa Kamkunji na hasa Waisli wanaunga mkono kikamilifu hatua iliyochukuliwa na serikali yetu.
We will deal with them as a government, as a country, as a people, and the Somali people of Kenya will stand by their government.
The public is advised to cooperate with police officers who have been deployed in major installations. Stand up and be counted. That is the clarion call from security agencies to the Kenyan people, even as they continue with their military offensive in Somalia. That lays with the promise that they will continue to protect them within their borders. Willis Shaburu, Citizen Live at 9, Nairobi.
With that news story coming from Nairobi, Kenya, now Kenyans are afraid. They have to check where they walk, the places they go, the shopping areas, the hotels, everything. The police commissioner is telling them, everybody else, the newsmakers are telling them, be careful. Well, you think just going after Al-Shabaab in Somalia that you can, and killing them, make you think you can just have tea and eat ugali, but I guess not. Even Terry Ann Savette, who was into the business news, was out there and she was shaking. All Kenya out there in Nairobi are shaking like martini. Well, they said report any activity. Yeah, first thing to do when you hear an explosion, they're gonna be running like gazelles, and they be running like it was a soccer game where tear gas was fired to get them out of there after a fight. So you think they're gonna stay around and look? They're gonna run first, and then after some people are killed, they gather around, and you have mourners gather around. Here they are, they saying, stand up and be counted. Well, after some people are dead or injured, then you can recount, do a sensor take of 2011, see how many people are still there. And also if there's some people who was considered to be Kenyans, or Al-Shabaab, that is, but that'll tell. LTL Editorial News for October 24th, 2011, Sunday. Oh.